What's up, fellas? In today's video, we're going to be talking about Bam Adebayo. And I know what you're thinking. You're like, wow, it's funny that Tucker wants to make a Bam Adebayo video the day after he absolutely destroyed the Brooklyn Nets. Yeah, that's fair. But I also think that now's a good time to talk about the fact that Bam Adebayo is a star. And if he isn't a star, if you want to make the case that Bam Adebayo is not an NBA star, then I don't know who is, because this guy gets better year after year after year and so clearly impacts winning in a way that someone like D'Angelo Russell, we talked about in the first video of the day, simply does not. So that's what we're going to be talking about in today's video. Bam Adebayo is a star, and we're going to talk about where he fits in among the best bigs in the entire league. But quickly, before we get started, if you're new here, what's up? My name is Tucker. If you're looking for a place for consistent NBA content, this is a great place to be. I upload twice a day, every single day. So if that's what you're looking for, then as I said, this is a great place to be. You can also leave a like rating on the video and check me out at various socials in a link tree down in the description below. With those things said, let's talk about Bam Adebayo. So here are Bam's averages for this season. And keep in mind that all of these are increases with the exception of the rebounds, and he's playing less minutes this year than he was last year. Bam is averaging 20 points, 9 rebounds, 5.5 assists, 32 minutes a night, 86% for the free throw line. And granted, it's only in 13 games, but he has been fantastic, especially considering the absence of a lot of different players there in Miami. And I'm sitting there watching Bam last night, and I'm thinking, how many bigs in the league would I take before I would take Bam Adebayo? And this was a conversation that was going around Twitter, of course, yesterday. And I sat down and I thought about it. I said, okay, if we're considering Giannis a big, here would be what I'm thinking. There's four guys that are untouchable here as it relates to Bam, in my opinion. Embiid, AD, Giannis, and slightly less Jokic. After that, if you're considering Giannis a big, I'm taking Bam Adebayo as the fifth best guy. And yes, I'm understanding that Karl-Anthony Towns is behind Bam here. I want to, make this clear. Karl-Anthony Towns is an incredibly talented player, and he has gone through more than most people should ever have to go through in their entire life over the last 12 months. And all I'm hoping for is that Cat is healthy and that, he is helped through everything that he's going through right now. Okay, let's just make that clear. However, strictly as it relates to basketball, I think Bam Adebayo is a better big man right now than Karl-Anthony Towns and a better big man than every other guy in the league other than Embiid, Giannis, Anthony Davis, and Nikola Jokic. Here's why. He has increased the scoring stuff to a point where he is a legitimate threat as a scoring option. He's no longer the lob guy. He's no longer the dunker guy. Like, I watched him last night drop 40 on the Nets, and he's knocking down mid-range jumpers. He's driving to the rim. He's getting to the free throw line. He's attacking in transition. He's taking guys off the bounce. Like, everything that you would want outside of making three-point shots in the offensive end for Bam, he showed last night and has been showing for a good amount of the season, as illustrated by the fact that he has a higher scoring average than Jamal Murray, Kyle Lowry, Pascal Siakam, and is basically tied with D'Angelo Russell while taking less than 12 shots a game, which is significantly less than every single player that I just listed, like multiple shots per game less than every single player that I just listed. And yes, granted, he gets some lobs and things like that those guys don't have the benefit of, but he's also not taking threes, which is pretty critical. And one of the other huge developments for Bam this year as well is the fact that the free throw percentage is so much higher than it has been in the past. That helps him so much with his scoring average. I mean, he's up over 85% this year from the free throw line, which is a crazy, crazy improvement from previous years. So for me, Bam is one of the best all-around players in the entire league, specifically at his position. So he's top 20 in the league in rebounds per game. He's top 30 in assists per game, and he's top 35 in points per game. There's not many players that can make that claim. So as it relates specifically to this comparison of Karl-Anthony Towns, where I think he is ahead and he is better than Karl-Anthony Towns right now. Towns overall as a scorer, of course, is better than Bam, right? He can knock down threes, one of the best shooting big men that we've seen in the last couple of years, has a great post game, all those things. As a passer, I would argue that Bam Adebayo is better. As a defender, I would argue that Bam Adebayo is not even in the same category as he is so much further ahead of Karl-Anthony Towns from a defensive standpoint that it's not even close. And he's not a bad scorer. The only reason that he doesn't look great is in comparison to the great scoring talent of Karl-Anthony Towns. So I would argue that I would rather have Bam than I would rather have Karl-Anthony Towns. And if you really want to, let's take away AD, Giannis, and Embiid. I would argue that if you wanted to make the case that in certain circumstances, on certain rosters in this league, that you would rather have Bam Adebayo than Nikola Jokic, I would listen. I'm not saying that's the case, but I would listen to the case that you would want to make if you wanted to say that for this specific roster, if you got to pick one, you would rather have Bam than Jokic. I'm just saying I think you can make that case. And honestly, if you replaced Embiid, Anthony Davis, Jokic, if you replaced those guys with Bam, would each of those teams, Philly, LA, Denver, would they get significantly worse with Bam in their place? In some situations, they would obviously get worse. He's not the kind of offensive post presence that Joel Embiid is. He's not the kind of all-around scorer and defender that Anthony Davis is. He's not the same level of passer and facilitator that Nikola Jokic is. But he's a better defender than Jokic. It's not even close. He has a little bit more to his game at times than Embiid, although Embiid has been incredible this year, and I don't think he can touch Anthony Davis, right? So all I'm saying is, though, are the Lakers significantly worse if Bam is in there instead of AD? They're a little bit worse, absolutely. But are they significantly worse? I don't know. Same thing with Embiid in Philly, and same thing with Jokic in Denver. Yes, a lot of the offense is built around Jokic, but they have offense. They have Jamal Murray. They have Michael Porter Jr. once he comes back. They have Will Barton, right? And the increase in the defensive end of the floor that Bam would provide and the versatility that Bam would provide is something to think about there in that circumstance. And specifically with the defensive stuff, a lot of the players in the league now at the 5 spot, it's either you're a good defender or you're not. And the thing that separates you is your ability to protect the rim and the fact that you are at least a little bit quick and can stay in front of players and ball screens, because that's what everybody does. It's just pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll, pick and roll, right? Well, I would argue that not only is Bam one of the best big man defenders in the entire league, he is one of the best all-around in general defenders in the entire league. I would feel confident in Bam's ability to at least get in the way of and try and prevent a scoring opportunity from every single player in the league. Every single one. If you wanted Bam to guard any single player in the league, I think he would have a shot in that matchup, whether it's a huge big like Jokic or Embiid, whether it's a smaller guard like D'Angelo Russell or Jamal Murray, whether it's a bigger wing like LeBron or Jason Tatum. I think he would have a chance in every single one of those matchups because of his quickness, because of his athleticism, because of his length, and because of his incredible timing and shot blocking ability at the rim as well as on the ball. I know that there's not a huge shot blocking number here like Rudy Gobert to back that up, but I'm telling you, this guy is one of the best all-around defenders, not big man defenders as a whole in the entire league. And as a result, Bam Adebayo is a star, and you can't convince me otherwise. I don't know what else he would have to do to prove that. Is he an incredibly flashy scorer where he's knocking down threes and breaking guys down off the dribble and spinning in the lane? No. Okay. But he is incredibly effective at what he does. 1 or 2 dribble moves to get to the rim, some mid-range jump shot stuff, great on the offensive glass, great as a rim roller, can handle the ball in transition, is a really, really good passer, probably one of the most underrated passers in the entire league. Bam is a star. And I would love to hear the case down in the comment section below against either Bam being a star or against Bam being ahead of Karl Anthony Towns in the big man rankings, because I'm not saying that that's, 100%, you can't make a case against it. I'm interested. I want to see what the case is against, Bam being ahead of Karl Anthony Towns or Bam being a legitimate star in this league. Because I think, we've had this mindset about Bam where he's a really good role player, right? Like he's an outstanding complementary option in the same way that Draymond Green has been for the Golden State Warriors over the last couple of seasons. But I would argue that that's underselling Bam's value in a significant way. Specifically this season, he's continued to improve year after year after year, and he is an All-NBA and All-Star caliber player and should continue to be moving forward. And if he's not on the Olympic team, then I don't know what big man should be, because he is perfect. I can't believe he didn't make it for the World Cup team. And as long as he is available scheduling-wise, please put him on Team USA. And that's going to be the end of my rant. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. If you enjoyed it, be sure to check out the boxes on screen if you're looking for more videos just like this. And you can also sub to the channel down below as well. I mentioned all these things at the beginning. You can like the video, helps me out a ton, doesn't take very long. So if you enjoyed it, like the video, helps get the video out to more people on YouTube. And if you're interested in any kind of social media that I have, Twitter, Instagram, Discord, whatever the case may be, all of those are in that link down in the description below in the link tree. If you want to hang out with me in any type of way outside of these videos, those are all great places to go and take a look. With all those things said, hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your day. Hope everybody stays safe. Hope you have a great rest of your weekend. Enjoy some football today, and I will see you all next time.